Most people obsess over the outcomes or the results of something that they're currently doing in that moment. But what if I told you a shift happens when you obsess over the inputs of what you can do in a moment in order to push it towards the outcome? Introverts in particular, maybe others as well, but introverts in particular, whenever they feel like they're moving too slow or they see the outcome going farther out, we tend to kind of spiral. Now, I want to introduce you to this reframe I have called the focus inputs, where you shift your focus from focusing on the outcome or the result of a task or a project and focusing on what you can do to get it done, on what you can do to kind of feed into it to make it go faster and more smoother. Because inputs is something you can do. It's controllable. And outputs, you can't control that. You can't control what happens after you send something up. You can't control what happens if your boss deletes something by accident. You can't control that. I also want to walk you through different categories on how you can use this. But let's get into it. First one, deal with your mindset and your clarity. Now, you don't need to fix everything in your life all at once. You just need to fix the things that you put inside your mind every day. I know, me personally, I used to overthink everything. I had paralysis, anxiety, and just kind of like a feeling. Whenever I got overwhelmed, that shit it just wasn't it. So dealing with that, going back to one I said before about that task, what I did is that I started to kind of pay attention to what I fed my mind every day. Now, here's some stuff that you can do, to help feed your mind. 10 inputs of journaling. 1 belief reframe, 1 page of self-awareness reading. That's essentially how you can quiet the noise inside your head. If you're going through a moment in your life where you just kind of taking everything in, everything is coming towards you, you can use this reframe in order to help you control what goes on in your mind. So instead of focusing on the outcome of what will happen, as an outcome meaning the stuff that come in, focus on what you can control, which is the stuff that you personally can put inside of your mind. Next one is your health and fitness. Because most people, not just introverts, this goes up for a broad range of human beings in general, tend to kind of dislike physical fitness and health for whatever reason. But what they're missing is that structure that comes with it, right? Some people say it's like overstimulating the gym crowd. They look too big. They think as soon as they go in there because people are lifting weights, looking intimidating. That's just a reason for them not to go. But that's a lie. Here's some micro inputs that you can do using the focus input reframe. Morning stretch, get at least 10,000 steps a day, and 1 whole food meal. Meaning that if you consistently do that every single day, don't focus on the 6-pack that you're going to get at the end of that month or a year or so. Focus on what you can do in that moment. Focus on the inputs that you can put in order to get the outcome. But we shouldn't be focused on that, right? Because we're not like the average human beings. The next one, deal with your career and productivity. Now, many people, again, this one doesn't deal with introverts, but many people tend to kind of get confused when they come to juggling different tasks. They don't know whether to do A, B, C, or D. But it all comes down to not which one you pick. Well, it does come down to that, but also come down to how much are you willing to focus on that one thing that you pick. Meaning that using this reframe, eliminate your distractions. So by eliminate distractions, meaning put your phone on do not disturb, or what I recommend, put it on grayscale mode so you don't need to use it. Put like headphones, if you have noise canceling headphones, similar to what I have here, recommend you use this. As well, you can just close your door and just, as they say, lock in. It's that simple. Now, also, don't think as you finish task, don't think of it as, what did I finish? Did I finish that? Did I finish that? Think of it as how much energy did I put in this today? Here's some micro steps that you can follow in order to help you accomplish a task a little bit easier. But again, make sure you focus on the inputs that you put in and not the overall outcome. The energy you put in there, that should be your main focus. 1 deep work sprint, 1 Marco win task, 1 system review, whether that's a Notion or a checklist or a schedule or etc. Now, let me explain what I mean by deep work. Deep work is essentially you, whenever, think of it, have you ever had that moment, think of like a passion that you did, something you're interested in, where you're doing something and time just seems to pass by, just like that. Like you don't even pay attention to the time because you're so locked in, you're enjoying what you're doing. Now, you may not enjoy your job, but what can you do in order to kind of change your behavior to a point where time does pass? If that means put the headphones over your head, do that. If that means every 5 minutes or so you need to drink your Monster Energy drink, do that. That's the best way to go in order for you to get that deep work time in order to focus and accomplish your different tasks. That next one is spiritual and internal fulfillment. Now, as an introvert, we like our peace, we like our time alone, and we crave it a lot. But usually, sometimes we get a little bit overstimulated because of the outside noise that's going on. Now, you can cause the outside noise to come in, or you can't cause it. You can control it though. What do I mean? So essentially, peace isn't found. It's essentially created by you through inputs that you allow into your space. And here's some of the inputs that I thought of. 10 minutes of silence in the morning. 1 gratitude note. No phone in the first hour. I think I'll resonate more with the 10 minutes of silence and a no phone in the first hour. It's this common phrase that's common, not common, but uncommon, I guess. It's called eat the frog. What does that mean? As soon as you wake up, this may sound kind of disgusting for some people. If you work from home, or you have like a entrepreneur job, or you're a content creator or something, as soon as you wake up in the morning, just skip brushing your teeth. If you need to piss, go piss, but skip brush your teeth, skip all that, and eat the frog. Meaning that, I got this from Hamza, if you know Hamza, meaning that if you were given a steak, if you went out with your friends and you were given a steak dinner, would you eat the frog before the steak dinner or after? I'm sure some would say before. Hopefully you say before, because before you get the disgustingness out the way, the frog, the crunchiness, the guts and blood, you got out the way, and then for afterwards, and then you eat the freaking delicious steak. But if you pick afterwards, you eat delicious steak first, and then you will deal with the disgustingness of it, and then you will just go to bed just with a bad stomach. You have a bad stomach either way. But the point is, handle the hardest task first. Whichever is the hardest thing for you first. Whether that's waking up, making a video like I'm doing right now. Whether it's emailing the 10 people. Do the hardest task first in the morning. But you don't need your phone for that. This next one deals with your relationship and your social energy. Now, for us as well, social burnout is real. What is that? For those who don't know, or extroverts, that means you just kind of burnt out for being social all the time. And for us, that's easy to do because when we do get burnt out, we don't want to talk anymore. So we kind of just pull away and just kind of go about doing our own thing. Whether that's 1, we just don't want to talk anymore. 2, we kind of just go in the corner and just chill out. Or 3, we just kind of disappear and go back home. It's that simple. Now, when it comes to your relationships, right? We don't need all the friends in the world. We just need our close-knit friends. But when it comes to people like that, you need to focus on putting in those quality inputs. Focus quality inputs. What do I mean? Right? Having at least 1 deep conversation a week with your trusted friend, if you're able to, or a month. For me, I haven't talked to my boys in like a couple of months. But that's normal for us, whichever normal for you. That next one honest boundary. Meaning let somebody know where their boundaries are, where they need to stop at, or where they're able to go further towards. Boundary doesn't just mean that they can just, it doesn't just mean a stopping point for someone. it can also mean how farther they can go, because some people have a preconceived notion that they need to do less than what they actually need to do. Sometimes you just need to let them know where their boundaries are instead of expecting them, because you can't read their mind. And the next one is one text check-in to someone who matters. For me, every once in a while, I try to text my mom or my grandmother whenever I remember. Most of the time I don't, but that's just how I am. Some of you call your mom once a week. That's how you are. Keep doing that. Don't change your life because of me. My life is my life. I enjoy it. Your life is your life, and you enjoy it. But whichever apply to you, try to do that thing, to form those quality relationships and focus on the inputs of how you do them. When you're wired to go inward, like we are as introverts, and the world tend to tell you to do more, try more things, speak more, act more like yourself, things can kind of spiral and go everywhere. But by using these tips, hopefully you can learn how to use focus inputs for wherever it applies in your life. Don't think of it as a specific thing, like I just said before. Think of how it can apply in the small, minute details of things that happen in your life. But that's all I got. Thank you for listening.